Louisiana versus all y'all. Jarrett Roser here today with a couple of guys from Barbe's 2023 class, Jamaal Levi and Reed Boyd, brothers in that 2023 class for the Barbe Buccaneers, enjoying Easter weekend, spring break, some family time, all these things, and hanging out in the car to chat with me a little bit about football. What's going on, gentlemen? How y'all doing this week?
We're doing good. Just got up to Arkansas and stuff.
Yeah, we're all good. We just drove up, 8-hour drive to come see some family for the Easter weekend. Be here till Monday and then head back in town and hang out with some more friends and family and kind of start working towards our spring game coming up.
Yeah, no doubt. Last spring ball for y'all's high school career right around the corner. What's that like? It's been an interesting, high school few years for y'all. We talked a little bit before about the fact that it's been such tumultuous times in Southwest Louisiana with the storms that have come through. And so y'all have had some highs and some lows. What's it like to realize y'all are getting ready for the last year of it?
It's kind of the final ride coming in. It's the beginning of the end for us. It's our senior year. Just want to lead our team and as much as we can get done and be productive, kind of set a good example for all the years coming up. And we've had it pretty bad with the storms and everything, a lot of diversity and having to push through. Last year we had, I think, 2 players that ever played varsity football before on our starting lineup, and all the other 20 players had never seen the field before. So going through that and just kind of the brotherhood that we have with each other and just working through everything, it's a plus for us going into next year, knowing we have each other's back and seeing how we perform under pressure.
Does it start to feel kind of normal again yet out there, or y'all kind of like back into a more normal rhythm?
Yes, sir. It's starting to feel way normal again.
Just kind of working with a chip on our shoulder, kind of pushing ourselves from our last season and trying to have a better, more successful season, go deeper in the playoffs and just do what we can.
What were some of the things y'all talked about, I guess, during the times right in the wake of the storms, the last couple of years, especially the one, I guess, 2 seasons ago, that really kind of shook things up and had so many people move around and a lot of guys left Barbe at that point. What were some of the conversations y'all had about just navigating some of that, whether amongst yourselves or what the coaches and administrators told y'all, and how to kind of handle it? And then as y'all were able to get back to this past season, but you mentioned it didn't necessarily go the way you would have liked to have had it gone, or make the type of run you would have liked to have gone on, to navigate some of that and just kind of keep building and taking the positives and keep moving forward. And how did you kind of approach all that?
Well, so we were gonna go to kinder and stuff like with the other Barbe kids,
Mm-hmm.
and our coach called us and all that stuff while we were like working because of like the hurricane and things. And he called us and we were like, we're gonna have a varsity season and all that. And then we went to the practice the next day and he like told us like we're not gonna have a varsity season this year and all that. And like that kind of brought us down. And then like we started like working out and stuff to like prepare for the junior year, which we just had and stuff. And now we're getting ready for our senior year, and then hopefully prove people and so like prove that like we could do better this year and stuff. And like we have returning kids, like some of our kids got hurt, and like we have like our defense is gonna be way better and stuff this year too.
And we mentioned last year just kind of dealing with some of the adversity of so many people who are new to varsity football and trying to just get back to it in general. But one of the highs involved there, I'm going to read the numbers off exactly. Jamaal, 72 catches, 1,597 yards and 20 touchdowns, breaking a couple of Trey Quinn's records with the 200-yard games and the yardage total. And I think a few people have had the same reaction that I had. If you break Trey Quinn's receiving records, you're doing something pretty right. What went so well for you this season? How were you able to go off that way? And when did you guys realize it was going to be that type of a special performance to help lead the rest of the team that way?
Me and my quarterback, like we'll talk about it and stuff. Like deep balls is really my thing because of my speed and stuff. But like this year, like I'm gonna have like so much eyes on me this year, right? So like I think we should like spread it out, throw it to him because this dude's grown a lot and it's gotten bigger and stuff too. So anything else to add to that?
Yeah. I mean, going into our first couple of games, he was averaging 3 or 4 touchdowns a game, and that's kind of whenever it gave it away. Like, it's going to be a pretty big and special year considering everything like that. And just like you said, teams are going to prepare for Jamaal. Towards the end of the season, there was brackets on top of him with 2 or 3 guys watching him.
Like against Lafayette, I had triple team. I had 3 dudes against me against Lafayette.
Just knowing that we've got the speed from Jamaal and everything like that, and then the rest of our receiving core is all averaging over 6 foot tall, just about, and just the diversity we've got on the offense whenever it comes to size and speed and height, and just our ability to work together and the chemistry we're going to have coming back, returning. We lost no receivers, and
our whole offense is returning.
Yeah, just about almost every offensive player and defensive player is returning, with the exception of probably 6 total. That's what I think is going to lead us to a pretty good
season next year.
Yeah.
Reed, I was going to ask you about that dynamic as being one of those. I mean, I've got you at what, 6'1", 205 ish. And so you're more of an inside receiver, line up some, even in kind of the backfield is like almost an H type role. When you've got him on the outside going off that way and stretching things that much vertically, how much did that open up for you over the middle and making some of the plays that you made?
Very much. Like we talked about earlier, the brackets on him, it's ridiculous how much it'll open up the field for all the other receivers and our quarterback being back there for a whole year now. And it's opened his eyes, and towards the end of this season, we've spread it out a lot better. And 6'1", 210, and then 5'8", 5'9", running a 4.4. I mean, that's just it's hard to guard everything. And then outside of us, we've got other receivers that are standing at 6'2" and can just jump up and go get the ball. So it opens up the field a lot, knowing they've got to worry about him, and if they don't, then it's coming back towards the inside of the field. And just it's a very good dynamic of the game to have so many people worried and looking at one player, and then whenever we dash it out here, it breaks down defenses. And being able to do it. Offensive line is all returning now, and so we're gonna have a lot stronger offensive line. So if they're too worried about their secondary, we're gonna be able to run it right up. So
I saw one of the people that had the same reaction to me about those Trey Quinn records. Deshaun Smith reacted on Twitter and said kind of the same thing. If you're beating Trey Quinn numbers, then you're doing something pretty special. What did it mean to see a guy like that had gone on and played at LSU and everything reach out and show that love? A guy that had a fantastic career in his own right when he was at Barbe. How much did y'all hear from some of those older guys, just as y'all were able to get back and put some excitement back into that program this past fall?
I mean, it meant the world to me. The day that I broke his record, it was during the game against Como, and he actually came up to me and congratulated me and stuff. And Deshaun Smith and all them, they came talk to me after the game and stuff. And it just feels like so good, just to break his record as a junior too. So I want to break my own record next year. Hopefully, keep doing good things and stuff. Better.
And it goes to show that during that season of the hurricane season, we refer to it as us not really having a varsity season that one year and just working and constant in the weight room and on the field and after practice and everything. I mean, he broke Trey Quinn's record, and that goes to show we've been putting it in, and kind of our first year coming back from that, we're able to go and break a phenomenal record. There's no telling what we have in store for this coming up season.
How much did y'all as young guys, and I'm sure Deshaun and Trey and all those guys feel very similar to me, that team that they had that made a run to the state championship game is probably a little bit longer ago than it feels like sometimes for us. But when y'all were youngsters, do y'all remember seeing some of those guys coming through? And what are some of your memories of just kind of the standard that was set for Barbe football that was waiting for y'all when y'all got there?
The West McNeese Miracle, I think it was that game whenever Trey won the game to go to the championship stuff. I remember watching and stuff and saying to myself, that's gonna be me one day. I'm gonna do good things at this school and stuff, and try and set a record. And obviously I broke the dude's record and stuff, and just means the world to me and stuff.
And they had you guys mentioned the quarterback for y'all. They had Ken and Fontenot back in the day. Y'all have Will McLean. Talk a little bit about the way he leads that offense and is able to distribute the ball around to work with you, Jamaal, despite some of that tight coverage you have, but to know when to kind of find his other weapons and get the ball to the right place on the field.
So Will McLean, he's a junior. He's like 5'11-ish. He's a lefty, and he's like he can sling it. Like he can throw the ball pretty far and stuff. Because if I go deep, all you got to do is just throw it, and I'll go get it. And like Reed was saying, if I'm like bracket or something, he like knows like when to throw it to Reed, when not to throw it to me, or like when to throw it to our other 6'2" receiver and stuff. And like
he does a good job of distributing the ball and adjusting to his receivers. Because, like I said, Jamal's 5'8", 5'9", and runs a 4.4, and then I'm 6'1" and 210 and run a 5'4", 4'9", 5 flat 4'9". So it's a big difference, and being able to adjust to that and knowing how to get it to your receivers and knowing their limitations. It took a little bit, but once we got it down, it was pretty hard to beat. Being able to distribute it to that different variation of guys is just that's going to be what's going to help us and bring us a far way next year. Because I mean,
what are some of the things that you two are working on this spring? I guess whether on your own right now, or with some workout stuff over at school, or any trainers that you work with or anything like that. And then as you get into spring and into the summer, what are some aspects of y'all's games or physical development or anything that y'all are working on? Maybe some of it's the same and y'all are able to kind of work together, and maybe there are some different focal points as well. Just, I guess, kind of each take me through what some of the high priorities are for you as you continue to develop this off season.
We both work out in the morning every time at 5 a.m, and we just go out and throw after school all the time, and like we could consistently keep that going every single time and get better.
Yeah, our biggest thing I'd probably say is one, size. Size is undeniable, and two, speed. The two most undeniable aspects of football. I mean, it's hard to beat speed. So my biggest thing this summer going into it is getting faster and doing what I can to help him get bigger. Because I mean, if we can get ready and adjust to that, it's going to be hard for other teams to develop and work against us whenever if he gets bigger and I get faster, and just working together. I mean, we've lived with each other since 4th grade, so our connection on the field is just it's
unstoppable. Like you can't stop it at
all.
Yeah.
Give me a story, each of y'all, like some aspect of the other one, or a story or something that people may not know, whether it be something football wise or off the field personality type wise. I guess Reed, go first about Jamaal. What's something about him that maybe not a lot of people would know, or you think kind of epitomizes him or gives a good idea of who he is?
Just growing up with him and being around him all the time, and obviously us practically being brothers, and like I said, living since 4th grade. A lot of people don't give Jamaal the respect and everything like that, meaning as in like his work ethic. A lot of people say, oh, I mean, he's naturally fast and things like that. But I beg to differ. Him and I bust our tails and just anything. If I'm, like I said, I started going at 5 a.m. I went with just me and one of my other buddies for 3 months. And I kind of got onto him, and he just undeniably, without a question asked, is, yeah, all right, I'll be there, or just make sure I'm up, anything like that. It's just his work ethic and our consistency and just working together and just being able to feed off of each other and our competitive nature. I mean, we were 12 years old, and we'd have every Saturday we'd go out and have a 3-sport competition, whether we'd go basketball, football, and then we had a pool and we'd swim. I mean, just anything we could do just to compete and kind of make each other better. And I feel like it's been paying off pretty well these last couple of years in high school.
Did y'all trade most of those Saturdays? Did a different person win, or did somebody get kind of the upper hand in certain things? Okay.
Size, all that stuff.
Basketball, I think our record's probably like 150 to 2 or something like that. I don't know.
But I'm like shooting though.
Yeah.
Hey, I've mentioned to Jamaal before, and I know I've told some coaches and stuff about this. for his size, he can get up and make some plays on balls in the air too. I mean, he can get up there and make some acrobatic plays. Reed, do you remember seeing any of those that you were kind of like, okay, a little bit surprised yourself even after watching him so closely?
Yeah, like and whenever we played against Como, our last game of the season, I remember Will threw a ball up to him, and I'm pretty positive he was double or triple covered, and he just went up and brought it down and brought it into the end zone. And right there, I knew it was pretty close to breaking the record. And after he made that play, I was like, yeah, this is
whenever I broke the
record. I was like, this is the game. If not, that was the play that broke the record right there. And it was just like I said, just grown up competitive. I mean, him playing against me, just being bigger, tougher. Yeah, like him pushing me to be faster and me pushing him to be stronger and jump higher and everything like that. Just it feeds off of each other after a while. And watching him make the plays, it's awesome. It's the stuff we talked about in the backyard growing up, and it coming to reality is just it's a phenomenal feeling to have.
And Jamaal, give me something about Reed that people may not know about him, or a story, whether it be sports or otherwise, his personality, whatever it may be that you think people should know about him.
The thing about Reed is, like his name's not like out there because he's tall, he's 6'1", he's 205, and he's strong, and he's a tight end who can go get the ball. Who's like he has pretty good hops and stuff for a white boy, and can jump and stuff, and like he's strong, and like whenever like I'm in the backfield and stuff, and like during games, I can see this dude like moving people with one hand. Like I'm like, dude, like how are you doing this? And like just trying to think like of a story. I think we were playing basketball one time, and I like was like 6 foot, and I like dunked on him and something, like called him trash.
Yeah, but that was one of the 2 games I think he beat
me. Anytime I interview, whether like 2 family members, brothers, cousins, or 2 teammates, and I ask that, here's an opportunity, tell a story, you can always see that moment where you both kind of like smile, like, all right, how much hell am I about to give my guy?
Bro,
going back, like thinking about our childhood, our most controversial thing, like whenever you say if it was pretty tight, some Saturdays who would win and who would lose, I'd have to say I was probably catching. Whenever we'd have whenever we were going up, that was whenever Odell made that catch and we started having, one-hand competitions or contested catches. Just we'd get our stepdad or our dad to throw us the ball, and we'd throw stuff at each other. And if however many catches you had, we win. And that was probably our most controversial aspect growing up, is just it was the throw up. Whoever had the better day would win. And that was our biggest thing. Like him, one thing a lot of people don't see of Jamaal is, he has these great routes and everything, but his contested catch is probably one of them just as impressive as his routes, and vice versa. I can bring the ball down, but my routes as a tight end going against linebackers and stuff, that's also something that's not as seen, but it's just we kind of feed off of each other and growing up, and just, he's got a good route, I need to be able to have a good route. Or if he can make that catch, I've got to be able to make that catch. And just
it's like a battle pretty much.
Yeah.
I know we talked some about spring ball and getting ready off-season work-wise for senior year. College-wise, Northwestern State extended the first scholarship offer to Jamaal. What do y'all's plans look like the next few months in terms of, are there certain places y'all are hoping to try and get a chance to go visit, whether for camp or otherwise? Y'all have a list, or y'all still working that out? What are the plans for this offseason colleges wise?
My list, like to like go visit and stuff this year. Hopefully I get an offer for as LSU, A&M, Arkansas, and probably Oklahoma State. I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm still working mine out, just kind of figuring out where I'm wanting to go and go visit. Like you said, the camps. I'm trying to put together a 6 to 10 team list that I want to go and try and go to every one of their camps, as many as I can. And just these next couple of months is going to be working on us and getting us ready for this season, and after that, the next level and everything like that, and just kind of get ourselves better, and then get our names out even more, and just get as many offers as possible and do everything we can to go out there and compete and do what's best for us and our team.
Good deal. Well, gentlemen, I appreciate y'all's time. Y'all drove 8 hours to go see your family, so y'all go see y'all's family.
Sir, I appreciate it.
You got it. Again, he's Jamaal Levi. He's Reed Boyd, rising seniors for Barbe, waiting for some exciting things from that senior season this fall, and also some exciting things over the next few months as they hit some of the colleges. For Louisiana versus all y'all, Jared Roser.
Thank y'all.
Yes, sir.